Jimi Hendrix style double stops are an amazing thing to add to your guitar playing, and you can use them whether you're playing rhythm guitar or lead guitar. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a masterclass of how Jimi Hendrix did this in his solo for the When Cries Mary. Now this solo is not too difficult of a Jimi Hendrix solo. In fact, if it's your first Jimi Hendrix solo, this would be a great one to start with. Now we're in the key of F, and I'm not going to be going over the chords. I'm just going to be talking about the lead. If you want a lesson on how to play the chords, be sure to check that out. I have that on my channel as well. So let's get straight into it. The first lick goes like this. 3 and 4 and 1. All right, so I'm starting out here right away with double stops. I'm on the 13th fret on the second and first strings. I'm gonna pluck those two and then do a hammer with my ring finger down to the 15th fret. That's C to D, C hammering up to D. And then I slide off. Now the trick with these double stops is you have to get both notes to ring clean. So that means when you do this hammer with your ring finger, it's really gotta be up on its tip. Then we're gonna come down to the 8th fret, and we're gonna grab the same double stop down here. 8 and 8, and then we'll go to 10 and 8, and then back to 8 and 8. So I'm doing that same sort of move as up here. Then play the 10th fret on the 3rd string, then back to the double stop on 8 and 8. So that's. Then we do a quick hammer-on pull-off. And that's just 8 and 8, hammering to 10, and then pulling off to 8. Then play 10 on the 3rd string, and then slide to 12 on the 4th string. So. And then play 10 on the 3rd string to 12, and then do that again but with a hammer. So 10, 12, hammer, and then we'll let that ring and then pull off to 10 there to end the phrase. So far the first part goes like this. 3 and 4 and 1. So already we've got a number of double stops. That's where he's holding down 2 notes and then playing licks off it. And it gets a really strong sound. Now the scale that Jimi Hendrix is using is actually the F major pentatonic scale. All this stuff. Now, if you haven't worked out your pentatonic scales anywhere on the neck, I want to give you a gift that's going to help you out with this and show you the 5 patterns that I use to play it anywhere on the fretboard. And you can get this completely for free. All you got to do is go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide, and you can download that as my gift to you. So right there, we're coming off this high double stop. We come down. We do that pull off, then we go back up and do the same thing again. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so that's back up to the 13th fret, hammer to 15, then 8, 10, 8, 10, 8. Now here, we have a slight variation. So this is sliding into 12 on the 4th string, then 10, hammer to 12, and then play 10. So, okay. And then we go, we have this little ending to it. We hammer 10 to 12 on the 3rd string, then 10 to 12 on the 4th string, and then end with that 10 on the 3rd string. That's the note F there. So, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and. All right, so backing up, the first 4 bars sound like this. 3 and 4 and 1. Then for the next phrase, we're gonna repeat the same first part again. We'll hammer 13 into 15 on beat 2. 1 and 2 and 3. That's all the same. Then we go. Okay, just subtle variations on sort of the second half of the phrase here. We're sliding into 12. That's the note D on the 4th string. Then hammer 10 to 12 on the 3rd string. Then hammer 10 to 12 on the 4th string. So 1 E and a 2. That hammer there, that last hammer is on beat 2. So 1. Okay, now here, if you remember from the previous lesson, where we have the rhythm part, what happens here is the band goes to G, and then Hendrix goes up even higher. He goes. I love that part. So it's basically this lick, but it's 2 frets higher, now starting on 15. And these are really based off the E shape from Caged. And then here is an E shape for G, which is basically what the rhythm part is doing. We're way up high here. Okay, then we go down to the 10th fret and we go. Classic Hendrix double stops here. That's 10 and 10, then go to 12, then 10. Again, that same move. And then play 12 on the 3rd string, then 2 hammers to the 12th fret there. So love that sound. Okay, then we go. A classic Hendrix move here. He's using this chord that he would use all the time, the Hendrix thumb chord, which I talked about this in the previous lesson. If this is too hard, you can leave off. You know, if I was playing with a trio, I would play it like that and put the bass note in there. If I was playing with another guitar player, I might just play the top 4 strings. And that's gonna give you 8, 7, 6, 6 there. So we're gonna go 1 and 2 and on beat 2, we're gonna hammer that pinky to get the note G there, the 8th fret on the 2nd string. And then take it off. So it's 1 and 2 E and then 3 and a 4 E and a. This is a little sus thing here. Suspended is what I mean. And that is a B flat chord, but he hammers up from 7 to 8 on the 3rd string. Does this little rhythm. 3 E and a 4 E and a with a pull off at the end. So it starts with a hammer and ends with a pull off. And that reminds me of Little Wing, right? It's like a little thing that you can do all these moves off, you know, any major chord wherever you play it up and down the neck. And this is what's so powerful about learning something like the Cage system, because you start grouping all these ideas together with the chords, and then any song you play, you can apply it. So B flat, going to the 6th, then the sus. And by 6, I mean the 6th chord, like that's a B flat 6. So then the band goes to D flat, and he goes. Some different note choices there. So he starts by bending 12, okay, just kind of a staccato bend, 1 E and a, and then that's pulling off 11 to 9 on the 2nd string. Then bend 11 on the 3rd string, then 9, 9, so that's 9 on the 2nd string, 9 on the 1st string, then bend 11, then 9 natural. So it starts with the bend, then a pull off. Now that's all over the D flat chord. Then we go back to F for the final 2 bars of the solo, and Hendrix plays this. Then we're back to the verse. So These are all just glorious double stops all over the F chord. So again, we're back to where we started with that lick. Then he shifts to another thing that he would do all the time. And this is 12 on the 3rd string, 13 on the 2nd string. Play those two together, and then we're gonna move this melody. Okay, so that's basically, if I say the names of the notes of the moving melody, you got G, A, G, F, okay? And then you go back up, G, A, G. So 1 E. Then you end by going down. This here was based off the E shape. Then he goes here based off the G shape of Caged. And he goes. That's like, for those of you that are in my Caged program, you'll recognize that like half G shape. So that's 10 and 10 on the 4th and 3rd strings. Then go up to 12 there. Then 10 and 10 on the 3rd and 2nd strings. Then come back down. 12 to 10, then get 13 on the 5th string to 12. Again, another little sus thing. It's almost like, there's Little Wing again, right? Now it's like he's using the rhythm part, and then now he's soloing with it. And that's the beautiful thing, is all this stuff starts blending together. So here you get, and then I add that last note in there, the F bass note, which again is the G shape from Caged. You grab the 13th fret on the low E, and you kind of just slide off, taking you back down to C, and you go back to the verse progression. So let's put this whole solo together. I played a little bit of rhythm into my looper pedal, just doing the rhythm part that we learned in the previous lesson. And now let's try the solo on top. Get set, and I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, some beautiful phrases of how Hendrix would combine double stops, the pentatonic scale, and the Caged system. And if you want to start working this stuff out anywhere on the neck and create your own licks like this, then grab my free fretboard guide. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide, and this is going to show you the 5 patterns that I use to map out that major pentatonic scale anywhere on the neck. So hope you enjoy that as my gift to you. As always, thanks for watching, and for more Hendrix, check out this video next.